Hi everyone, it's Jerry. In endgame positions consisting of a rook versus a bishop, assuming correct play, the side that has that bishop will be able to draw. However, that's not necessarily a simple task, and in many instances the defending side will actually find themselves in a losing position, as is the case right here. Now, in the two examples I cover in this video, I want you to pay special attention to the following, namely the color bishop and the color corner square that the defending king is nearby. Now, in summary, if you are going to be the defending side, this is what you should be looking to do. If you have a dark square bishop, you should run to a corner that is of a light color. A light square bishop, you should run to a dark corner. Let's see what the big difference is and why exactly this situation right here is not good. In this case, dark corner, dark bishop, this is something you would want to avoid. Let's see why. Rook to f1, attacking that bishop, and the main aim right here is to chase this bishop away to a square such as e3, so that the rook, can now play to e1, not only looking to capture the bishop, but also to land a check on e8. So let's run with this. Let's assume that bishop e3 was the move played. Bishop c5, rook to e8, now the bishop must block, that's the only legal move. In which case, the rook makes a waiting move. It could go to any of these four squares. And in doing so, the king is now forced to h8. That's the only legal move. We grab the bishop and win. So if black wants to put up a bit more resistance, going to e3 is not the way to go, but instead h2. That would now be met with rook f2. Same thing going on. We want to chase that bishop to a not-so-great square. Bishop g3, rook g2. And unfortunately, this bishop is in a tough spot. Moves like bishop h4 met with king h5. Discovered check and the bishop is lost. And similarly, bishop f4, king to f5, same thing going on. So finally, if the bishop now makes use of, let's say, c7, well, it's the same thing, rook c2. The bishop goes back, same thing going on, and we're going to be able to go ahead and mate. King has to go to the corner, grab the bishop with checkmate. One other move to be familiar with is this one right here. If the bishop doesn't make use of c7 but rather d6, once again we still place our rook to that same file, attack that bishop. But now as white, what do we do if the bishop plays to e7, watching over that d8 square? The key move at this point is to play your rook to c2. And there is no time, unfortunately, for this black king to run to this f8 square and try and make use of e7 because the bishop is interfering with that idea. And so rook c8, the bishop would be forced to block. And so white would be winning there as well. So that's the winning method from this position. Let's have a look and see what gets done in this position if you are now going to be the defending side. Notice light square bishop. Ideally, this is exactly where you want your king. You want your king in the corner square that is of the opposite color of your bishop. And so working now as black, what the bishop wants to do is maintain itself on this diagonal. More specifically, these squares right here. Just moving the bishop back and forth, making sure to not overlook flat out blunders. If the rook gives a check, we just block. And now white does not have this waiting move of moving the rook to any of these back rank squares because we now have instances of stalemate coming about. There are no legal moves. And similarly, king g6, that's another instance of stalemate. So this is the big difference between the two. Having your king in a dark corner with a light square bishop is preferred, and if you have a dark square bishop, go to a light corner. This is a better way to defend in this type of an endgame. Now, while this does not tell the whole story, it will certainly make life that much more difficult for the side that's playing with the rook. There are other methods to try and chase this king out of the corner, and it would come in the form of giving check, having the king come here, and then playing to, let's say, the c7 square, maybe giving check, and the king is flushed out from the corner. However, if this does come about, at least you have something to look forward to. If you're chased out of this corner square, well, guess what? Maybe you could start running towards this one to have that similar idea show itself. So that's all for this video. As always, I hope you got something out of it. Take care. Bye.